You are going to feel pain. There's no version of your life where you escape it. The only question, the only real choice you ever get to make is which pain you are willing to live with. One pain makes you stronger. The other one haunts you. One fades over time. The other one grows. And right now, whether you realize it or not, you are choosing between them. So before you scroll past, before you tell yourself you'll think about it later, I need you to hear this.
Because later might be the most expensive word you ever use. Most people walk through life believing that the goal is to avoid discomfort. They take the easier path. They pick the softer option. They choose the couch over the gym, the distraction over the work, the excuse over the effort. And for a while, it feels like the smart move. It feels like relief. But what they don't see, what nobody warns them about, is that avoiding the pain of discipline doesn't mean escaping pain. It just means trading a small, manageable discomfort today for a massive, unavoidable weight later. That weight has a name. It's called regret. And unlike the pain of discipline, regret doesn't shrink with time. It grows. It gets louder the older you get, and by the time most people truly feel it, it is too late to do anything about it. This video is about making sure that never happens to you.
This is about understanding the most important choice you will ever make, and making it right now, while you still can.
Let's start with the pain of discipline, because I think it gets a bad reputation it doesn't deserve.
When people hear the word discipline, they picture someone waking up at 4 a.m. in the dark, grinding through brutal workouts, never having fun, never resting, living like a monk. That's not what discipline actually is. Discipline is simply the act of choosing your future self over your present self. That's the whole thing. Every time you go to the gym when you don't feel like it, you are casting a vote for the person you are becoming. Every time you sit down to work on your goals instead of numbing out in front of a screen, you are making a deposit into the life you actually want. Every time you say no to something easy so you can say yes to something meaningful, you are practicing discipline. It is not about perfection. It is not about being superhuman. It is about making the better choice more often than not, and doing it consistently over time.
And here's what nobody talks about. The pain of discipline is temporary. The first week of any new habit is the hardest. Everything resists you. Your body resists you. Your mind resists you. Old patterns pull at you like gravity. But by week 3, something starts to shift. By month 2, the habit begins to feel natural. By month 6, it becomes part of your identity. You stop saying, "I'm trying to eat better," and you start saying, "I'm someone who takes care of their body."
That shift from trying to being is everything. And it only comes from choosing discipline long enough for it to become who you are. The pain shrinks, the identity grows, and one day you look up and realize the thing that used to feel like a sacrifice now feels like a non-negotiable part of your life. That is the power of discipline. It compounds. Every day you show up, it gets slightly easier and slightly more rewarding. The results start to appear. The confidence builds. The momentum takes over. Discipline eventually stops feeling like pain and starts feeling like power. Now let's talk about regret, because I don't think we take it seriously enough until it's too late. Bronnie Ware was a palliative care nurse who spent years sitting with people in the final weeks of their lives. She listened to what they said when they knew the end was near, and the number one regret, above everything else, above money, above work, above anything material, was this: I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. Not, I wish I had worked harder. Not, I wish I had more. The deepest regret was that they hadn't lived their own life. They had played it safe. They had chosen comfort over courage.
and they ended up with a life that felt like it belonged to someone else.
That is what the pain of regret looks like at its worst. And the terrifying thing is that it doesn't arrive when you're young enough to change direction. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder at 30 and give you a chance to fix it. It shows up quietly, builds slowly, and arrives in full force when the window is closing. By then, no amount of motivation will undo it. The time has passed. The opportunity is gone.
All that remains is the knowing that you had the potential, you had the chance, and you chose comfort instead.
Here is something I need you to sit with. Think about one area of your life, just one, where you know you have been choosing comfort over growth. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's a business you've been thinking about starting for 3 years. Maybe it's a relationship you've been neglecting, a skill you've been meaning to build, a conversation you've been too afraid to have. You know what it is. You've always known. You don't need more information.
You don't need another video or another book or another sign from the universe. You need to make a decision, a real one. Not "I'll start Monday," not "I'll try." A commitment to yourself that you actually follow through on.
Because here's the hard truth about motivation. It is not reliable. Motivation shows up when things are exciting and disappears the moment things get difficult. If you are waiting to feel motivated before you start, you will be waiting your entire life. The people who build something real, the people who look back with pride instead of regret, they don't wait for motivation. They show up when they don't feel like it. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not a gap of talent. It is not a gap of luck or timing or circumstances. It is a gap of consistent action taken over time. And every day you fill that gap with discipline, it closes. Every day you fill it with excuses, it widens. The math is simple. The choice is hard, but it is always yours to make. So here's what I want you to take from this. Not just today, not just this week, but as a question you carry with you for the rest of your life. Every time you are about to choose comfort over growth, every time you are about to skip the workout, avoid the hard work, procrastinate on the dream, or settle for a version of your life that is smaller than what you know you're capable of, ask yourself this one question. Am I choosing the pain of discipline, or am I choosing the pain of regret? Because there is no neutral option. There is no standing still. Life is moving forward, whether you are ready or not. Time is passing, whether you are using it or not. And every single day, you are either building the life you want or drifting further from it. The discipline is hard, but you are harder. You have survived every difficult day you have ever faced. You have gotten through things you didn't think you could get through. That strength is already inside you. It has always been inside you. All discipline asks is that you use it, on purpose, consistently, starting now. You still have time to write a story you're proud of. You still have time to become the person you've always known you could be. But the window does not stay open forever. Choose discipline. Choose it today, not because it's easy, but because the alternative is a life half-lived and a regret that never leaves. The choice is yours, and the time to make it is right now.